Dispensationalism is a very important teaching. However, there are people who believe that dispensationalism was a teaching that was recently created by Darby or Scofield or Ruckman. That's what they're going to say. Because by believing dispensationalists, we believe that there are different ages of time, that there are different raptures in the Bible, and there were different salvation plans in the Bible. That's what we believe in. Now, a lot of churches, what they're going to say is, no, that is a cultic teaching. That's something recent and new made up by somebody. So it's either Darby or Scofield or Ruckman made all that up. But that is not true, because all these lists of names right here prove that it was not recently created at the 1800s. This goes all the way back, people, to the second to third centuries. All the way from Justin Martyr, all the way downward to these people. Here are a few examples that I'm going to give. So, the pre-tribulation rapture, a rapture before the tribulation. That was not made up by Darby. It was in the 4th century by Ephraim. Quote, "See to it that this sentence be not fulfilled among you of the prophet who declares, Woe to those who desire to see the day of the Lord. For all the saints and elect of God are gathered prior to the tribulation that is to come, and are taken to the Lord, lest they see the confusion that is to overwhelm the world because of our sins." That's found in his book On the Last Times, number 2. Different ages of time is not created by Scofield, because during the 4th to 5th centuries, Augustine, he even believed there were different ages of time dealt differently. Quote, "The divine institution of sacrifice was suitable in the former dispensation, but is not suitable now. God," that's in brackets, "is the unchangeable creator of mutable things. The dispensations adapted to each successive age, changes of successive epochs without any change in himself. This exchange of the sacraments of the Old Testament for those of the New had been predicted by the voices of the prophets, all those things which he assigns according to their variety to the several ages. That which was for one age rightly ordained may be in another age rightly changed. The alteration indicating a change in the world, not in the plan of him who makes the change." That's found in Augustine letter, and Roman numeral CXXXVII, letter CXX, Library of the Nicene and Post-Nicene Fathers. It's by Philip Schaff in his first series, Volume 1, 482 to 483. That's the page number. So you'll notice right here that dispensationalism, different ideas of different ages of time, was not created by the Scofield Reference Bible. Different types of rapture is not some recent teaching made up by Ruckman. Because in 1920, Clarence Larkin, he drew twice of church-age saints before the tribulation being raptured, and then after the tribulation, another group of saints, the tribulation being raptured. He calls that the harvest, the church, and then the gleanings for the tribulation saints. That's found in his chart, Larkin Dispensational Truth, page 106. And if you look at the next couple of pages in his next charts, it shows it as well. It shows these people going up in the air it says, and being at the judgment seat of Christ. So he reveals different raptures before Ruckman. Different salvation plans was not a recent teaching by Peter Ruckman, because in 1944, Calvinists who were against dispensationalism, they held a creed together, a church statement doctrine together. They held a meeting together where they said, "It is a unanimous opinion of your committee that dispensationalism is out of accord with the system of the doctrine set forth in the Confession of Faith, not primarily or simply in the field of eschatology, but because it attacks the very heart of the theology of our church. Dispensationalism rejects the doctrine that God has since the fall but one plan of salvation for all mankind, and affirms that God has been through the ages administering various and diverse plans of salvation for various groups." You can even find that online if you Google search it. Type down Report of the Southern Presbyterian Church, May 1944. You can look that up. So you'll notice right here that dispensationalism is not a recent cultic teaching by Darby or Scofield or Ruckman. It has been taught ever since right long ago, right over here. And not only that, it's not some new trend. It's a very popular teaching, dispensationalism. Finn's Dake, his Dake Annotated Reference Bible that a lot of Christian bookstores sell, he shows dispensationalism and different raptures. Another popular book is the Scofield Reference Bible. That's been popular among a lot of Christian bookstores as well. He taught a lot about dispensationalism in his Scofield Reference Bible. So this teaching is not some small, weird little cultic trend. It's something that's been carried down from early history, and it's also a popular teaching too. The reason why it's not emphasized as much is because a lot of churches, see, they want to tolerate different doctrines.
That's right.
So that's why a lot of people have not heard about it as much. But this is a core essential in teaching. If you want to make a difference of right and wrong doctrine, not tolerate what's wrong, then this is a core teaching that will be emphasized a lot.